Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm bringing you this really fun card today. Isn't that bird just the cutest? And it says, no matter the season, I'm here for you. This is a gorgeous stamp set and bundle that I'm using. It's called Perched in a Tree. And the stamp set is just the cutest, but this die set is really a winner. It's called Aspen Tree Dies. And the two of them together, if you purchase them together, you save 10%. So I highly recommend getting the bundle. I've added this layering circles dies, which I use all the time in my videos. So if you've watched me at all, you will know that you need to have the layering circle dies. That's what I used here in the background where the bird is. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to work on this card. We are going to use this little bird die, so I need to pull that out and have that at the ready. But the rest of them I can put to the side. Everything else has been done for us. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be making this card, and I have to grab my blends. I have a whole little basket here next to me with the blends that I've used. And so we are going to be using a little bit of dark pumpkin pie. We're going to use some bronze, some ivory, I believe. So it's going to be fun. Get these blends out so you guys can see them. Gonna move our card to this corner here, kind of get it out of the way. So we're gonna use light pool party, bronze, ivory, pumpkin, and then we're gonna use both of the suedes, light and dark. So I am excited to get started. So for this particular project, we are going to do kind of a cool technique. The bird is popped up, as you can see, and he's not popped up onto a circle. Well, he is, but he has been cut out of that circle. So I will show you that as we go along. Our card base is 8.5 by 5.5 of Old Olive, and we're scoring it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that in half and burnish that. This is our Old Olive cardstock. All right. So our base for this card is basic white, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to use a piece of designer series paper that's called Design a Daydream. It's located in our annual catalog, and it's a host set. You can get it for free. It's 48 sheets. It's amazing, and I love this color. So this is going to go right here in the center. And this piece of DSP is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I've also cut a piece for the inside of our card. I'll show you that in a second. That is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and there it is on the inside. Okay, so I'll set that to the side. So we can go ahead and get all of this part down and ready to go. The ribbon that I'm using is part of this pack. It's called Old Olive and Sahara Sand Twill Ribbon Combo Pack. So we are going to be using the Sahara Sand one, which I think is just a beautiful ribbon. And so we'll be using that today. That's what we're going to tie over here on the corner. So I will pull that out and get that little piece ready for us. Put that off to the side. Okay, and then we are going to be stamping our words in soft suede on a piece of crumb cake, which is a 1 by 3 inch piece. And then we have a couple pieces for our circle. So our piece of Mossy Meadow here is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 approximately. I mean, I just run it through the machine, and I use scraps really, but I'm trying to give you an estimation. And then this white is about 3 by 3, and it's basic white for the circle, which is where we're going to do our little bird and all of our work. The ribbon is about 16 inches when we get to it, and then I just use scraps for this tree branch. So those are all the parts and pieces. Let's go ahead and get started on our card. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and adhere this piece. See the backside? Totally not olive, right? I'm going to use some wet adhesive, so I'm going to grab my silicone mat. And we're going to go ahead and add that to the center here. Okay. Pick that up, and we're going to kind of put it right there in the middle, just as best you can. Eyeball your center, like so. All right. So this is our center piece of our card, and the only thing that we need to add is a little splattering right here. So we're going to grab our old olive ink, and there's a stamp in this set that has like a dotted splatter, and so I'm going to stamp it here and a little off, just like this at this bottom section. I just wanted a little splatter down there. So that is that. I'm going to go ahead and clean that and get that out of our way. All right, and we can go ahead and attach this layer onto our base, our card base. So let's go ahead and I was going to say, let's go ahead and glue that up there. And this is going to get attached, and it should have about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. All right, so there is our main card section. So now we're going to work on this piece here, which we're going to stamp our words, no matter the season, I'm here for you. We're going to stamp that in soft suede. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. And hopefully I'm still in camera with you guys. I think I am. But I need to see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to add this right here. And I'm going to just do the best I can. I mean, sometimes we're not straight, but we have 2 sides to every sheet of paper we can always turn around. Oh, turned out awesome. So there we go. No matter the season, I'm here for you. So we'll let that dry. We'll clean this stamp, and then we'll stamp our little bird with our Memento Tuxedo Black ink onto our scalloped circle. So here he is. And let me grab my ink pad. Here's our bird. I'm gonna actually stamp it this way because I want to make sure that I can see that all his little wings and all his little feathery spots are covered. So we're going to put him in the center of the circle here. He's so cute, right? Just like so. Stamp him down. And then we'll color him and our branch. So there he is, so cute. Let's clean our stamp. Our branch I've already stamped and die cut out, but we still need to color it in. And it was stamped also with our Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to use the light and dark soft suede on the branch. So I'm going to start with the light. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper. There we go. I'm going to use the light soft suede. When I get down to these sections, I'm just going to be a little bit more careful. And then on this end here, I'm going to angle, just like the branch is angled. I'm going to angle my coloring there. All right. We're going to come in with the dark, and we're going to go over all of those black lines that the artist gave us. And we're just going to add a little darkness to the edges of this branch, right over top of those lines. And I'm actually going to come down a little bit and add just a touch on these skinny parts of the branch to add a little bit of color there. All right, so that's our branch. So the branch is done. I'll set that over here with our words. All right, so that's it for soft suede. Now we're going to work on our bird. And I started first with a little bit of dark pumpkin pie. I wanted kind of a rusty area around this bird, and I did look up some winter birds on Google. Sorry if I'm moving my mat around. And I just wanted to see what kind of colors they were so that I could pick, and they are brilliant and beautiful. So if you want to make your bird more realistic looking, you can do what I did and look for a little bit of colors and see how bright that is. We're going to soften that a little. We're going to come over the top of this bird with ivory, and I'm going to run the ivory right over the top of that pumpkin pie and lighten it slightly. Okay, so it just kind of makes it more rusty. And then I'm going to fill in this front part of the feathers like this, and I'm going to work the rest of this head area around the eye and down into this breast of the bird right here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit. I'm going to leave a lot of it white, but I'm going to add just a little bit of color, kind of just come down a little bit like this. And I want to leave some white on the bird also. So that's basically, I'm just kind of doing a rolling amount right there. And I'm going to leave this section for a little bit of brown. And I'm also going to use the ivory here on the feet of the bird. Okay. And then we're going to come in with the bronze, and the ivory and the bronze are a 2-pack that you will get, that you can get together. They work really well together. So I'm going to use that for the bill. I'm also going to go over all of these like feathery parts of the bird that have ivory on them with my bronze, because I think it blends really well. And then I'm also going to go over even this white section where there's some feathery parts. And then along this underbelly right here. So I'm just going to kind of lightly kind of fill that in. And then I'm going to also color this back end of the wings with the bronze. And you can see it's similar to soft suede, but it's just softer. It's even softer. So I really love this color. And then I'm going to kind of bring that in also to these feathery parts of the ivory wing here, just to give it a little highlight like that. So that's basically how I colored the bird. Now we're going to take this pool party. We're done with these. And this is the light pool party. And we're just going to come across here and we're just going to do the background. And my pool party really needs some help because I need to order a new one. So mine is like kind of resistant. Let's see if the other side is better. See, it's kind of wore out. But I just wanted to add just a slight amount of color here to the background. I do think I might have another one. I might have to pull it out because I think I finally reached the end of this marker. Ooh, that squeakiness, guys. Mute your video. No, these markers do squeak a little when we use them, even if they're not dry. But look, I am getting more color out of here, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it. And then hopefully after this session, I'm probably going to retire these guys and get my new ones out. So these markers are not like our Stampin' Rights that last forever and ever. I mean, these get used. They're an alcohol-based marker, and you just do have to replenish them. But they're amazing, and I don't know how you could go about not having Stampin' Blends. I love mine. I'm gonna use this side here to kind of fill in this one area. It looks like this one, the bullet tip is a little better, but I get faster coverage with my brush tip. It just doesn't have as much ink on this side. All right. So we will go ahead and make sure that this little bird, which it is nice and colored all the way around. I just wanted a light amount, see, of Pool Party there. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, our mini, and we are going to do number 1, number 2. Let's put our circle down. We're going to use our bird die cut, and we are going to lay this over the top. And you just want to just find the edge of all of the feathers, and they will show kind of through the die, like right near the edge. And once you've done that, you have it in place. So I like to pull my dies back out a little, and when I place this over the top, I hold it as I stick it in my die cut machine, and I don't let up until it's right under there where I know it will not move. And then I will crank it through, and I will fix my mat that has gotten wonky from my cranking. And so there is the image of my bird, my Pool Party. You can see it's nice, starting to fade in really well. And there is my bird. So cute. All right, I'm gonna put my die away onto my dies here so I do not lose those. Oops. All right. And then we're gonna move this little machine off camera. I love it. It's so cute though. All right. So there is my birds, my bird cut out, my branch, and my words. All right. So we are going to glue onto this piece of scalloped mossy meadow here. We're going to glue this outline of the Pool Party bird. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit of wet adhesive here. And work our way around. Make sure that there's adhesive and it will hold really well. I'm going to use my tweezers because I don't like getting glue in my fingers. And I will attach this onto my, and there'll just be a little lip all the way around of scallop. I'll hold it up to the camera so you guys can see once I've glued it into place. Just like that, okay? So happy with this, so happy. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add a little wet adhesive across the bird's feet, this cutout right here, because I want to put my branch like this so that the bird is perched on the branch. So I don't need it across the whole branch because we're only covering a small amount. So I'm just kind of putting it in the middle there. Again, my tweezers. And then I'm going to lay the branch right across the section here. Just maybe right there, like that. Angled. Okay. Now we're going to pop this up off of our card base. So we're going to get our dimensionals here. And these dimensionals that I have, I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm just trying to use them up as fast as I can. They have kind of a vellum backing, which is really weird. Not sure what's going on with that, but I don't like it because I can't use my take your pick tool. And I don't like having these little papers all over my craft studio, my stamp studio. So I have to be really careful when I take them off that they all end up in the garbage. But anyway, there is that. And we're gonna lay this so that the branch is across our card. So we have to kind of get it to be where we want it. Maybe right there. We're going to add our little bird now. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my bird. And I'm going to use 4 because I'm trying to get rid of these dimensionals, but normally I would have used 3. Oh, I don't like these backs. All right. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach our bird right over that piece where we cut it out. And you want to be careful when you stick it down that you make sure that he's kind of over his outline, like that. And so he's raised up over the branch. Now we're going to add our sentiment here. I'm going to trim just a hair off the bottom. I just think I want it a little bit more narrow, so I'm just going to use my cutter that I have sitting here next to me. Just a hair. Yeah, like literally just a tiny little bit. And we're going to go ahead and put the dimensionals on this. And so I'm going to put 2 here because I want this end really propped up. This is going to be laying here, so I need 1 in this corner, this bottom section. Let's put it and make sure. And I need 1 right here. I don't want any sag right there. So I'm going to put it near the bottom because that's where that one will go. Yeah, I think that's good. So we're going to pull the backs off, and then we're going to add wet adhesive to the top because it's going to get attached onto that circle. So we need to have a little wet adhesive so it will stay. So I'm going to put some right there. And then we'll turn that over. And I'm going to line this up with the side of this white piece. And I don't want it to cover my branch too much, just maybe I can tuck it under there. There we go. Fantastic. And there it says, no matter the season, I'm here for you. That turned out good. All right, let's work on the inside. So on the inside, we have a splatter. So we're gonna grab our soft suede ink, and we're gonna do the bigger splatter in soft suede. I think I stamped off. Well, no, we're not doing it. Well, we're having that one now. That's just how it is. That's how it's gonna be, but I do have to clean this. I was not expecting that at all. Got a little ahead of myself, I guess. I stamped off last time. Hopefully this old olive is going to show. And hey, sometimes our mistakes end up being better than what we anticipated. And at least I didn't do it over the top of something stamped that would look horrible. I mean, it's just the inside of our card, right? So we'll just add a couple more splatters around it. And we are going to glue that piece of designer series paper, that 1/2-inch piece. So I'm going to grab that, put a little adhesive on the back. I was not expecting that, guys. That was a real reaction you got there. And since I do not edit my videos, you guys are going to be laughing at me, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, I was shocked at how dark that was. Oh boy. There's always something going on when you're doing filming, right? Doesn't look too bad, actually. I thought it would be worse. This piece here kind of softens it a little. We're adding this 1/2 inch piece of designer series paper, but stamp off, guys, with your soft suede, or maybe use crumb cake if you want it lighter. So there is our inside. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to tie that on here. So I like to keep my ribbon on the roll. And I'm going to open the inside. And then I'm just going to kind of pull this up. And when I have enough to tie my knot, I'm just going to trim. So I'm just going to trim that like that. And then this piece will go back in its bag with the really pretty, whoops, I dropped it, with the really pretty old olive colored, see, they're beautiful. Goes in here with this one. That's a combo pack, so you get both. So now, now that I have this ribbon in here, I'm just gonna slide it around. And it doesn't matter where it ends up being tied, as long as I can move it into place. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it right there. And I'm gonna slide that under my branch so it doesn't smash my branch. And I'm pulling it kind of taut like that, and I hold it with my finger, and then I'm gonna hold it with that finger, and then that loop I'm making, I can slide that ribbon under there, and then I just kind of hold my finger there till I can't hold it anymore, and then I'm just gonna kind of pull like that. And if I want a tighter knot, I can just give it another loop. If I want a bigger, fatter knot in the center, I can just give it another pull like that. And then I'm going to trim these ends off. So I'm going to grab my ribbon scissors. And I'm going to angle cut and angle cut here. All right. So pretty, and it's actually in the right place. I think it looks good there. And then I can slide it over to the edge. Such a beautiful, I think such a beautiful ribbon on this card. These pretty fall colors, right? Fall is in the air, guys. And so we're gonna use the fine sparkle adhesive back gems. And we're gonna use this peachy color here to kind of tie in with that part of our bird. So let's see, we're going to use a small one and a big one down here, and then let's add another big one up here on the white part there, since we put this on the green. And there are our embellishments. I think the card turned out fantastic. I hope you like it. Don't forget, we used the Perched in a Tree bundle, and we used the layering circles. Love those. And if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Please subscribe to my channel. I would be so grateful. I do post 5 days a week. On Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I do a live on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then Wednesday, I just have on my blog, because I do blog every day, but Wednesday, you can see a card on my blog. I do case the catalog, and I copy a card out of the catalog, but with the stamp set that I'm using for the week. And then on Thursday, you get a 3D project. Friday, you get a fun fold. And then Saturday, I take a break again. So you get 5 days of video content from me. And I am so grateful to have you here. Thanks for being here. and subscribe to my channel for lots of content. I do a week on a bundle or a stamp set, so you do get lots of ideas if you choose to purchase the stamp set from me. So thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping, guys!